Hello peoples. Hello. So guess what we have here today? São Paulo Metropolitan Transport Network. This is what we're going to learn today. Colors, some more vocabulary regarding to public transportation and more numbers and more stuff for you. With this context, São Paulo subway. So the class is going to be like this, the same of the last one. I mean the structure of the class. So we're gonna start to remember the numbers and some colors. So here we have line 1 in São Paulo subway. Okay, so we have linha 1, or I can also say linha azul because this is color blue. So linha, it means line. Here we have linha 2 or linha verde, linha 3 or linha vermelha, linha 4 or linha amarela, linha 5, linha lilás. Some new vocabulary: lilás, it's lilac in Portuguese. And this map is very nice because this map will have the vocabulary in Portuguese and English for you too. Okay, and see how funny is this subway map. Because from after linha 1, linha 2, linha 3, linha 4, linha 5, linha 6, where is linha 6? We don't have a 6 here, see? It's like Rio de Janeiro, they kept the line 3 there in Rio de Janeiro, but here in São Paulo they decided to skip linha 6, line 6. There is no line 6, okay? And from line 7 on, we don't have colors anymore. Of course, it's very easy to distinguish them by the colors, but the name of the lines change. We can call them using the numbers, but they decided to call them with stone names. So we have here Rubi, linha 8, Diamante, linha 9, Esmeralda, linha 10, Turquesa, linha 11, Coral, linha 12, Safira, linha 13, Jade, linha wait a minute, there's no 14 to, wow, how funny they are. Well, I'm gonna say that again. Well, get used to that, guys. São Paulo and the whole Brazil is kind of crazy. We don't have line 6, we don't have line 14, it's not important. Let's skip straight to line 15. We don't need a 14. Why? Okay, so it's like that. Linha 15, prata. And after introducing this vocabulary, don't worry. We're gonna by the end of this class, I hope this map is gonna to be easier for you to understand. Now let's choose some very easy and important vocabulary for you to know, like this little word here, which means agua, it's water. Agua branca, it's white water. We saw this color as well. Agua branca. Pay attention, it ends with an A, so it's a feminine word, agua. Okay, let's remember here. So to be easier to remember, I'm gonna use agua with some new colors that we learned today. So agua lilás, it means lilac water. Agua rosa, we don't have a pink line in the subway, but I thought it would be nice for you to remember this word here, rosa. It's pink in Portuguese. It remembers, maybe you remember the word rose in English. So here in Portuguese we have, it can be the flower or the color as well, rosa. So agua rosa. Agua prata, remember that we had a silver line in there in the metro station. It was the line 15 here, it's silver. I'm gonna show you again there. See, line 15, silver, prata. And we don't have a gold line, but I thought it would be nice for you to know the word dourada, which means gold or golden, okay, as a color as well. Remember, transforming it to the plural, just add an S, and we have the plural form of these words in Portuguese: águas douradas, águas pratas, águas rosas, águas lilás. Lilás already ends in an S, but it's possible to write this form as well. Lilás is okay, but here on this class I'm gonna use more like lilás. Actually, very sorry here, prata, we don't change it to the plural form, okay? And now let's see how it is when you have a masculine word, aeroporto. Maybe it sounds for you pretty similar to airport. I decided to choose aeroporto because one of the lines, the line 13, ends in the airport, in Guarulhos International Airport. So that's why I choose this word, aeroporto. So in case you have a lilac airport, try to imagine that, a lilac airport or a pink airport, how fun it would be. So we have aeroporto lilás, aeroporto rosa, aeroporto prata, aeroporto dourado. Well, this stuff doesn't exist. It's just for you to remember the vocabulary and to transform it in the plural, the same thing. Add an as after every single word. Okay, what else we have here? Lilás is the same of lilazes, the plural form. It's like this. And let's see how we write those numbers that you have just learned. You just could hear me pronouncing them, but you haven't seen the written form of those numbers. So let's remember that 1 and 2, we have these two forms, or uma, dois, duas, depending if it's masculine or feminine. And let's continue counting until 15, and you can repeat after me. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. People from Rio de Janeiro usually say 12, like there was an U here, okay? They just pronounce like that. 13, 14. You can say, the pronunciation is the same, but the spelling, you have two options. Just choose the one you prefer. 14, 14, and 15. Okay, so, for example, you can say uma água, or duas águas, and that's it. 4 aeroportos, for example. Just put the number before the noun, and then you choose if it's plural or singular. Now let's make a tour around São Paulo, starting with the line 1. Okay, and I'm gonna introduce you some cultural things, and at the same time some vocabulary that I think it's important for a person who is traveling to São Paulo. So line 1 starts in Tucuruvi. Let's see what we have, what's nice here. See, do you remember this word from last class? Jardim. It means garden. So we have here Jardim São Paulo Garden. And you maybe have heard about this guy. He was a very famous Formula 1 pilot, and Ayrton Senna. And as his family was around this area, not close to the station, but around this area, they decided to add his name on the station name. What else? It's nice. Let's see, luz. This word is going to be important for you. It means light. Okay, luz. What else have here? Japão Liberdade. That's how we pronounce Japan in Brazil, Japão. And this station is nice because you can see many things from Japan there, and many real Japanese people. Praça, remember this word here? Square. Praça da Árvore means the tree is square. Praça da Árvore. Square and tree. Line 1, that's it. Let's go to line 2. Line 2, see, it starts in Vila Madalena and it ends in Vila Prudente. This word is nice if you could remember it, because it means village. Vila Madalena, Vila Prudente, village or village in French. Line 3, it's nice because it starts and ends in a soccer team name. Here we have Palmeiras, the most two important soccer teams in São Paulo, I think, most famous maybe, and Corinthians. Corinthians is a soccer team, Palmeiras is a soccer team, and here you have their stadiums as well. What else I have here? Let's go to linha 5. Linha 5, linha lilás. I want to show you this word here, campo. Campo limpo. Campo, it's similar to camp, right? Well, it can be translated as camp, but it can be translated as field as well. And as Brazil is very famous by this soccer stuff, I think it would be a very nice word for you to remember, because it's a very important vocabulary regarding to soccer, because campo is where the people where the soccer players play. Okay, soccer field, campo de futebol, and here we have campo limpo, which means clean camp or clean field, and here we have campo belo, which is beautiful camp or beautiful field. And what else have here? Let's go to line 7, the linha 7, água, we have seen it already. What else here? We have the word campo again, Campo Limpo Paulista, and this word here, Paulista, is going to be very important, because it's how we call the person who is born and raised in São Paulo. Actually the state of São Paulo, because a person who is born and raised in the city of São Paulo, you can call him or her Paulista as well, or Paulistano. We add an N-O here and we have Paulistano. Another word, another nice vocabulary. Let's go to linha 11. I'm sorry, it's not good to read here. It is students, estudantes here. Estudantes, students. And in line 13, linha 13, it ends in aeroporto, airport of Guarulhos. And here another nice word, rodoviária, which is a bus station. Rodoviária. So let's see all this vocabulary and divide them into feminine and masculine words. What about that? So I have here the feminine words, luz, árvore, and vila. Do you remember what they mean? Light, luz, light, árvore, tree, vila, village. And the masculine, campo, camp or field, estudante, student. And now, as a homework, I have here for you, just create some sentences using this vocabulary you learned today. Here, for example, I created 2 sentences. I created uma luz lilás e rosa, only that. What I am saying here, I'm saying one lilac and pink light. Usually the characteristic of something comes after the noun or the subject in Portuguese. It sounds more natural if you put the adjective after the noun. And then I'm thinking about a way to write them in the plural form. so I decided to transform them into 14 or 14. 14 luzes lilás e rosas. So I'm saying here 14 lilac and pink lights. And you can create everything you want, like 14 luzes lilás e 13 luzes rosas, for example. Okay. Here another exception regarding the plural transformation of a noun. Luz changed to luzes. It's like when you have these here in English, you know, Carlos pen. The word ends in an S, and then you have to pronounce like an E here. So it's not Carlos pen. You can say Carlos pen as well, but you can also say Carlos's pen. Okay, it's the same thing that we have here, luz, luzes. That's it for today. That map of São Paulo subway you can find on this website. I'm gonna say you in Portuguese, www.metro.sp.gov.br. That's it. Thank you for attending the class and see you next class. Muito obrigado e até a próxima aula.